Why, hello. Welcome to our couch. I'm Erin. I have been knitting for about 30 years. I have been watching knitting podcasts, blogs, whatever, for about 10 years, and I've always wanted to make one, and now have a wonderful friend who wanted to make one too, so here we are.
I'm Rachel. Erin taught me how to knit probably 5 or 6 years ago, and I just got obsessed recently, like a few months ago, and have been watching these videos for the last 2 months obsessively. So, yeah.
We love your videos. We wanted to join the conversation. So here we are. We're going to kick it off with finished objects, of which I have none presently, but Rachel has one. So
finished objects for 2025, which were in January. So the very beginning, I started this at the end of December and finished in January. It is the Monday sweater by Petite Knit using Knit Picks palette and Aloft in Oyster and Oat, but I can't remember which one was Oyster and which one's Oat. But 10 out of 10, will knit again in many colors. And I really like the yarn too. It's not like, it hasn't bothered me at all. I know some people say Mohair's itchy. It's fine for me.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I'm very proud of it. This is my first pullover. My second garment. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope to join Rachel in the ranks of finished objects. I have 2 works in progress. And one is been on the needles for about 2 years and marks the beginning of a knitting dry spell that went for some time, but is starting to be a rainy season. I'm not sure. So it is, this is not a glorious photo or a glorious perspective, but it is the Booth Bay cardigan from Home and Away Knits by, I believe it's Hannah Beteg is her name, who was gracious enough to autograph this copy when I bought it off of Etsy from her. So it's an oldie but a goodie. It's maybe, I'm not sure when it was published, but quite some time ago. And I've always wanted to make this cardigan, which is kind of like a cocoon sort of experience. It does have garter stitch for the cuffs and the collar, which I am going to do a twisted rib instead, and actually just flew out of my knitting bag, so why not share it? I have been swatching in the round some twisted ribs in different needle sizes because I discovered doing a full twisted rib on 2 sizes down from my body needles was really tight and made for like not a great cuff. So I have been experimenting with different needles and have landed on 1 needle size smaller and a half twisted rib for my cuff and collars. So I've had some random deadline hope to be done's, but at this point I feel like, I mean, I do have some left to go by picking up all around the collar and the bottom and half twisted ribbing that for some time, but I'm confident that in this first quarter of 2025, I will finally be wearing this.
And the yarn?
Oh, I thank you. It is Cascade 220 from the Heathers, and actually, I don't have a ball band in here, of course, so I'm not sure exactly which colorway it is, but
we can put it in the notes.
We will do that. Yes. We've learned from you all. So we will add it to the notes, but it is a lovely mustardy color, which I hope to wear. It's not like it is in a cardigan that closes, so I hope to wear it in our very cold office, and just as like in the shoulder seasons of this pretty cold place that we live, when, you know, there's a nice day and you can get away with not being fully bundled. So it's coming soon.
I will start with kind of a boring one for my work in progress collection here. I'm working on the Sophie shawl, about halfway through, by Petite Knit. I had to size up my needles quite a bit because I might be the world's tightest knitter.
Quite possibly.
But I'm using Woolstock Worsted by Blue Sky Fibers in the color Cast Iron. And I guess let's see what my needle size is. I don't even know. I'm using US 9s, so can't remember what the pattern calls for, but I know I sized up quite a bit.
I feel like it was 5s.
Yeah. So I'm very excited to get this off the needles and wear it, but there is something else that has been taking the majority of my knitting time lately.
Oh, leaving that cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So, but I am going to show you first. My next work in progress is actually just something that I've been kind of like making up as I'm going. I don't usually knit on such thick yarn, but was inspired by another coworker who was making it was a We Are Knitters pattern for her daughter, and so I was like, I want to knit something like that. So this is kind of like in a weird state at the moment because I ran out of this gorgeous Madelinetosh triple. I think like the triple twist that they have in a sweet colorway, the Astrid and Optic something, put in the show notes. And so ran out of that, but kind of felt like I was knitting it that I wanted to add something more interesting anyways, because I wanted something I could wear to work like once a week and wouldn't feel like I was the person wearing that sweater all the time. But so it was an opportunity to add something in because I ran out of yarn. I thought that the onyx was really beautiful from Madelinetosh as well in the same weight. This is Astro who's getting involved right now with the mohair that I bought to carry along with it, thinking that that would look really cool. The mohair is wisteria. Oh my gosh, Edward, from Hedgehog Fibers. I'm not going to move it anymore because she's like going crazy. So the wisteria from Hedgehog Fibers. The name of their mohair line I can't think of off the top of my head right now, and I totally left all the ball bands in the other room. But we'll make this right. We'll put it down there. But when I got it, and we'll include a closer up picture of the swatch, the effect wasn't what I was hoping for. I wanted to carry along the mohair to add some texture to the collar and the bottom of each sleeve. But instead it like looked a little too different. I wasn't sold. So I just ordered another mohair pavement from Madelinetosh Impression, I think. It's a discontinued yarn. So I ordered that. It's on its way. So I can see if that's more of what I'm looking for, and then hopefully get this guy finished quickly, which will probably be before the Booth Bay, truth be told.
What is the neckline finish on that?
It is, you pick up, and then I think I'm going to do like an inch and a half, and then just cast off. Because it's so thick, I'm not going to double it over.
Okay, 1 by 1 rib.
Oh, yes. Okay. I love how you nail down the details, Rachel. Yes, I'm going to do 1 by 1 rib, and then a sewn bind off, of course.
Is that nice?
I'm very excited. I've been working on this for about a year, so not nearly as long as Booth Bay, but I just haven't I've been picking up projects and slowly plodding along. Rachel and I weren't hanging out as much because we had so much going on, so it definitely slowed my progress. And so I mean, even though it's been a long time coming, I'm excited to hopefully be finishing both of these projects Q1 of 2025. So as long as Astro will allow me to take the yarn back, maybe.
Okay, I will get into my only other work in progress I will share. I have some random socks that I don't know how I want to continue on them, so I won't share those today, but I am working on the Rococo Mohair Pullover by Sari Nordland. I am almost done with the yoke. And this is like a first for me with bobbles. There's like a little tiny cable section and then all this lace.
Some wrapped.
Oh yeah, wrapped stitches. You wrap 5. At the end you fold the collar in, and then it's double layered. Yeah, I'm very excited to wear this. And it is Knitting for Olive, Merino, and their soft silk mohair in the color Unicorn Purple. But this is the thing I have been wanting to knit the most. It makes me the most excited, and yeah, I started this after I finished this pullover that I'm wearing.
I gasped when I saw it today. A literal gasp. It was amazing.
I bought the yarn like the day after Christmas in the city, so yeah.
Which is less than a month ago, people.
I'm loving it.
Ugh. Rachel inspires me to keep going. So we're speaking of, we have a bit of a surgery section for, or something we will work on the name for, but U-turns, etc. Something that just like we've knit or made, and it didn't turn out to be the thing that we imagined it to be. So I knit this. This was a COVID knit. I had seen very fashionable people wearing really big scarves and wanted to be one of them. So I got this amazingly beautiful Elsebeth Lavold. I'll have to look up exactly how to say her name, the designer, but it's a camel fiber, and it is like when you have it upon your person, it is like it's like a heated blanket. Like it has its own warmth. Absolutely amazing. I made it so big, and I'm not quite sure with our frame here, like how much I can show, but it is. I had dreams of wearing it over like a wool coat and just looking really posh, but instead I look incredibly dwarfed by it. And
it's like taller than you.
It's very long, yeah. And I am a little bit sensitive to animal fibers, and this one is like, I can get away with lots of mohair, doesn't bother me. I can wear wool, but this camel does make me sneeze. So having it right against my face isn't great, but I thought it would be lovely on my couch. So I'm gonna rip it back. It's a Fisherman rib, and I just made up, like I just cast on and went crazy, and I wanted a dramatic fringe that then ended up just looking like very dramatic.
I love it. It's just too long.
I appreciate that. Yeah. It is drapey, so I debated just pulling it back and losing some of the length, but it does it does bother my allergies a little bit. And also I felt like I have some other scarves. I realized that I'm not much of a drapey scarf person. Mm-hmm. I'm more looking for like a handkerchief type of like something like shawl.
The Sophie shawl?
Perhaps? Potentially a Sophie shawl that goes like more in my coat, because when I had this like wrapped around me, it just like knocked something off the shelf at the supermarket. Yeah. Like it was like, there's too many. I'm not a very coordinated person to begin with, and then it like added another set of arms to me. So I am still on a scarf journey, but this I believe will be like a beautiful blanket for my couch. I will probably need to order a little bit more. Maybe a skein or two. So I will. Yeah. So I'm going to. This is my declaration. I'm going to pull this out and then make it into something. It's been hanging on the back of a chair now for way too long, and it would just be really nice if it was hanging on my couch and something that actually made sense to pull over yourself instead of sort of like making it into some kind of wrap.
It's such beautiful yarn, like
it really is.
It deserves to be.
Oh my gosh,
loved.
Yeah. Even at this, like it feels so nice. It is a bit of a shedder too, so I think that was also what made me think it wasn't the best for my apparel dreams.
I wonder if once you like have a finished object and block it, if it won't shed as much, because that was my experience with the mohair. It was super sheddy. From Knit Picks, it shedded a lot, so I was kind of worried, but then once I blocked it, it seems to be kind of staying in place.
That's a good point, yeah. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, there are multiple cats in this house, and it's been hanging on the back of a chair, so some of the shed is also just like, it could use a lint roll as well, probably. But that's a really good point. I do swear by the Gleaner Cleaner, like, pill shaver thing too, so I think it's just a byproduct of the beauty of the flair. So good point. Yeah,
I did just get a gleaner, so I have been trying to glean like everything that I have. I got it this week, and I've already like gone to town on 2 of my garments. This is my.
I have weekend plans to go to.
Yeah, this is my. I kind of want to rework this, but I haven't given it the attention it deserves, or like the wear it deserves since I've made it. I think I've worn it like twice. It is also from the Home and Away book by Hannah Fettig. I forget the name of this cardigan.
Georgetown, I think, is that one.
Oh, the Georgetown cardigan. So I did like an extra long shawl collar on it, and this is, I don't even know the yarn. Malabrigo.
Ooh.
Can't remember the quality, but it is, I believe it's No Farewell is the color name.
I think it was the worsted. Whatever.
Yeah. I'll link it in the show notes.
We'll do that.
Yeah, I made it. I was a bit of a different size when I made it, so now it just feels like a little sloppy, like just too big. And I made it really long, but now I kind of wish it were cropped. So it's just too big, too sloppy for my liking. I'm going to try to wear it a few more times and then possibly rip it back. But part of that, my hesitancy is because I would have to take off the whole rib shawl part of it
in order to shorten it.
Yeah. And then I like look at your cocoon cardigan and I'm like, oh my god, this would be so cute in that shape.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I just want this to be something shorter. Yeah.
I know.
And more, I don't know.
'Tis the best and worst part of knitting, is that you can always pull it back and make it different.
Yeah, this is my favorite part.
It is gorgeous.
And I did alternate skeins, so I'm really happy with like how the yarn turned, or the fabric turned out. I just don't love wearing it, so I'll try a little more before I actually pull it out. But
and a little bit of like salt in the wound is that Rachel added more, like for the dramatic rib, even more inches. You like went beyond what the pattern called for, so it was.
And I added length from what the pattern called for, so it's just like it doesn't. It's not flattering.
Ugh. Wounds me.
Yeah. What do we have
But
next?
we always come back for more. So on to some of our, what did we call this section? Oh, this is kind of like in lieu of the acquisitions that people often do, of which there's no shortage of around here. But maybe some of the like things that we bought and ideas that we have coming up.
Astro's cat, or Erin's cat, Astro, is going crazy.
Losing her mind right now. Yep.
Sorry if I'm a little distracted.
Yep. And she's going to launch into the screen at any moment, I feel it. So yes. So we have a really wonderful local yarn store that Rachel and I went to after work the other day, and she was on a mission to get yarn for the shawl, and I just wanted to ride along and like get something, of course. And so but I was really attracted to this Malabrigo. It's the super bulky Rasta. This is olive, and then this one is the melon. They look, I think, amazing together. And I have been missing, I really want to replace a ready-to-wear item in my wardrobe with something hand knit, because I wore it so much and I like destroyed it with the amount of wear. And I just kept thinking, if this was something that I had made, it would still be holding up to the test of time. So it is a totally blown out Sherpa, like little cropped, oversized, what have you.
Ooh, a try on.
I'm going for it. I'm going for it today. And so I just like I can pull this over anything, and it's short enough because I'm kind of short where it still looks really cute. It's synthetic Sherpa, so I tried hilariously to shave it with a glitter cleaner, thinking I could like revive it. Parts of it came back to life, but like the heavily pilled parts just from being worn all the time. I have accepted it's not going to make it. And also I love finishes like a metal zipper instead of a plastic one. But I like that there is elastic in these cuffs, and then it's really full. So I have a dream of doing something in a super bulky yarn so that it still had this kind of like, warmth, heft, XYZ, and then but that I would like be able to change some of the things that I haven't loved about this. Like the bottom band's always been kind of loose. And I mean, I guess that might be primarily it. Otherwise, I love this thing and I need to move on. So this I thought was gorgeous with it. I always want to do color work no matter what. And I have like sabotaged myself many times by deciding impromptu to add color work to something. So I won't do that here, but I have been, yeah, definitely this color, the olive, feels amazing for replacing this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then should there be an opportunity to do maybe even on the pocket or something, or I'm always a sucker for an elbow patch, though I don't think I'd make it pink. But either way, it could be a hat or an accessory, you know, maybe like I love to be like head to toe in the same yarn.
Yeah.
So I could make like a sweet hat that had this yarn, this. I just like red wants to creep into here so hard for me. So I'm not sure if it's, you know, it's not like I live for red and green together, but for some reason it's calling to me. So alas, this is my like my excitement project after these two sweaters, which I'm so excited to have in my wardrobe, but feel like have just been have been hard to knit. So I'm excited to knit something that you know, is a little more of an adventure potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess on that same trip, that's when I got the Woolstock worsted for the Sophie shawl, but I also picked up. Ooh, I lost it.
Which one?
The blue.
That one?
No.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, okay. I also picked up. Let's see what this even is. I can't remember. West Yorkshire Spinners Fleece. So it's like a BFLDK in the color Ravine. And this I am thinking of swatching for the Ebba Pullover by Sari Nordland. I didn't want to commit because I'm not sold on this color. I kind of want to get the recommended yarn, which is Helborn Woolen's Scout. And I originally really loved the colorway that she did it in, but I think it's a little too purple for me, like her sample photo. So I'm just really torn on what color to do, but I'm at least going to try to gauge swatch in this yarn, in the pattern, and see how I like it. This yarn feels really great, and it's a beautiful blue, but I have a thing about like wearing blue with blue jeans, so I can't figure out what color
like a water vibe. I don't know. To me, that is a very you color.
And this would go with these jeans, but yeah, I don't know. Jeans are my main bottom right now, so it has to go with jeans. So yeah, I only picked up one skein of that, and then Erin so kindly got me stitch holders, like the Cocoa Knits stitch holders, which I'm using right now and love as like a little present. And then I guess for Black Friday, I picked up this yarn that I used for the Monday sweater, but I also picked up Cascade Yarn's Heritage Sock Yarn in the colors. What is the color? I don't know if they have names.
It's just numbers.
Yeah, 5660, which is like a gray, misty blue sort of color. And then this navy, which is 5623. I'm sure you're all dying to know. And some Madelinetosh Twist Light in Flycatcher blue. And so many. I feel like this one was like Stovepipe jeans, which I've already wound and experimented with some colorwork socks with. And then a pink mist smoke tree colorway, which I was thinking this would be good for some socks for my mom, but then I didn't get to them for Christmas. So we'll see next year. Yeah, that's all I have for acquisitions right now.
Yeah. And then we have something with no visual representation, which we are both really excited about. It is a spring knitting project that we're hoping to do as a knit along with another friend of ours. What is the name of the tank top?
So we were going to do the Mario top by Gregoria Fibers, but after much debate, we decided to move to a different one, and it's the Chantal top by Morka Knits. There's not many projects on Ravelry for it to reference, and I'm having a hard time finding the suggested yarn in the US, so I'm gonna have to sub yarn. You already have a yarn that you want to use.
do. I impulse bought silk and merino. I need to excavate it for my collection. But years ago, I fell for this beautiful yarn. I think it's from Earth Yarns, URTH. Will add to notes, but I've been wanting to make something out of it. The colors are really strong, so as much as I bought quite a few skeins of it, but it seemed like in one garment it would be kind of a lot. But in this tank top, which is such a basic style, I feel like it would make something more simple, more interesting. So. Yeah. And that was after the much debate over which pattern to do, the idea of making this as a wardrobe staple that you could knit multiple of. Maybe that's just my desire. But
let's see how long it takes, because it does seem like it takes a lot of yarn for a summer tank. But maybe I'm just confused because the yardage of the suggested yarn isn't very much per skein, so it takes like 7 or like 6 skeins I was estimating, whereas like other summer tanks I'm like, I would only need 3 skeins. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Are you not sold?
No, I just have to find a yarn.
Okay.
Like I really want to use the suggested yarn, but it might be a little too pricey for my first summer knit. I'm toying with just using Knitting for Olive, their silk yarns, or Simply Silk or something. But I really like the idea of like the texture from the chain neck construction of the suggested yarn. We'll see.
We all shall see.
I wonder if Katie knows what she is thinking of, or if she's even thought of what yarn she wants to use.
She's heavily into the marled pullover from Petite Knits, so I think that she's out there fighting the good fight of just like oversized carry two together. It looks gorgeous, but I think that she's probably attempting to wrap that up. Katie, you can correct us, but yes. So
I guess if we forgot to mention anything, feel free to ask us a question, anything you're interested in, and we'll try to answer that in the next video or in the comments.
Oh my goodness, comments.
If we get any. What else?
This is Millie. We didn't introduce Millie,
she's an angel
snoozing behind us. She also loves knitting and is a yarn killer, but is fortunately dormant at this moment. I have been watching these for so long and wondering like what would ever motivate me to like get over my fears of doing this and do it. And it is just a sheer love of making things and sharing them with people. I'm so lucky to have a friend who loves to knit as much as I do and wants to talk about it all the time. But we watch everybody's videos and like talk about you in our day-to-day so we know you. So thought it would be fun to offer up this slice of our life. So
I'm gonna shout out to those twins who knit, which I've been watching a little bit obsessively.
Yeah, maybe we should have had more. And I'm not having much time to thought, but Jacqueline Salem was somebody who previously Brooklyn Knit Folk. I watched tons of her videos, and just it was especially at a time when I didn't have many knitting friends in my life, and so it really filled a void. And so we look forward to whatever the interchange of like knitting community could be possible by putting this out there.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. If you
Thank
did watch and made it this far.
Oh my goodness, I know.
Next time I hope we can like work on our projects while we're talking.
Yes.
But I think we were just so excited.
This took everything we had.
Yeah. Might refilm the intro, but
maybe. So yes, thank you so much, and hope everybody is safe